Have you ever thought about how prepared your home really is for the unexpected? Today, I'm sharing some practical Amazon finds that help keep my home organized and ready for anything. These are some genius essentials that you'll actually use. Now, this list is not exhaustive by any means, but these are some essentials that have definitely been super helpful and are in my top of my must-haves. So grab your cup of coffee and let's get started. I'm gonna break this up into sections so that in case you're looking for something in particular, you can go straight to that section. Starting out with the first section, this is gonna be the miscellaneous section. First up, a fireproof document safe box. I have talked about this for years, you guys, and it's something that I feel like is essential. Again, speaking from like my husband, they've lost everything in a fire, so just having things, your essentials, things that are important to you, sentimental, you can put these in fireproof boxes so that you can have them in case something happens. Plus, a really cool thing about this one, it has a lot of spaces, a lot of sections, so you can store above and beyond. You can put your family health records in there, copies of birth certificates, you can do your wills, things like that. Something that you don't want to lose, your photos, any type of sentimental item. This is huge, so it can store a lot of different things in the box. And because it has carrying handles, you can always grab and go. So if you already have your family's important items in this, you can just grab and go. So you don't have to worry about or stress out about, birth certificates and things like that. You have them. So this is just an essential item that I highly, highly, highly recommend. It comes in a ton of colors. I would definitely link it that you can shop it. Just watch the prices because some of the colors are a little bit more pricey. Because right now it looks like the black one is a little bit more. But if you can look at some of the other colors, they're a little bit cheaper. Plus sometimes they have coupons. But that is definitely a must. Now this survival kit is another must have, whether you keep one in your home. Also, you can put these in your car, keep one in each vehicle. It could be the perfect thing to have in case of emergencies. I actually call it my just in case kit because it comes with like everything just in case you need it. But it has everything from a mini shovel to a mini toolkit, mini axe, emergency blankets, first aid kit, fire starter, paracords. It just has so much in here, including a knife as well. So that's why I call it the just in case kit, just in case you happen to need it. It is great to keep one of these in your car. It's very compact, so it doesn't take up like a lot of space at all, but it can be super helpful to you to have in case you need it. There's a total of 142 pieces in this set. And so if you're going to be going camping too, this is something that you can definitely have. You can add this to your 72-hour kit if you would like to throw this in there too. You definitely can because it kind of has a little bit of everything that you may need. Fire extinguishers are a must to have in your house. This is a set that you can get off Amazon. It's 4 in the pack that you can grab. Y'all, I think a lot of times, especially if you're just buying your first house, you may not be thinking about a fire extinguisher, but look, okay, we all need them, and having multiple is great so you can put them across your home in different spots and places. So in case you ever need it, you have one, but this is always a must for your everyday emergencies. Now, there's nothing like having a professional first aid kit. This one goes above and beyond most basic first aid kits, that has your bandages and ointment. This right here has a little bit of everything, things you probably hadn't even thought about having, like a CPR kit, plus a lot of extra stuff. And the thing I like about it is that it's so organized. They have it labeled, so the worst thing is when you're in an emergency and you're looking for something, everything is just thrown in a box and you got to sift through it and search, to find what you're looking for. Because this is labeled, that cuts down on time and that cuts down on stress too, because you can easily find exactly what you need for that moment of an emergency when you need it. So I love the labels. I love that it's organized. It's in this heavy duty bag as well, so you can hang it, you can clip it. Plus it has a little bit of everything. If you want one even more upgraded, they do go all the way up to a Pro Max. This is the medium. They have the large and even bigger ones, and they have smaller ones. So just depending on what you're looking for, I definitely recommend having you a big one at the house just in case you need it and you can't get out. But you can do a smaller one in your cars too as well, just to have in case you need it. Now, another item to have, again, in case of something special like a cut or a bruise where you have like a lot of bleeding, is a wound closure. These are butterfly sutures, like wound closures with no sewing. So in case you cut yourself with a hand or sharp knife, or something happens in the house, or somebody, snag a sharp object and you have just a really big wound or a lot of bleeding and you need to stop that to get to a hospital or wherever, a doctor, Get one of these just to have in case you do need to close a wound really quickly. This is the 4-pack that you can use to treat your wounds immediately at home or out in the field if you're doing sports or your kids doing sports. Sometimes you just never know what happens and you need to stop that bleeding ASAP to get to the hospital. These are great to have on hand. So you can add these to your first aid kit. You can add these to your car kit, whatever you have. This can be handy to have when you need it. Now let's talk about a multi-used soap. This is something I always keep in my pantry because if you're ever stuck in the house and you need soap, this is a 18-in-1 soap that you can use. You can use this pretty much for everything. You can use it for washing your clothes. You can use it for washing your dishes. You can use it to wash your body, okay? Wash your hair. You can use this for everything. And this one is the baby unscented. So even if you do have like a little one, you want something gentle, you can also use this on your baby too. And you don't have to worry about a scent with it as well. But I love Dr. Bronner's soap for that feature because it is a multi-use soap. So I always keep some in my pantry just in case we need it. This is a bundle set that you get. You get a 32-ounce jar, and then you also get this little travel one. This is great to throw in your 72-hour bag too, again, because you can wash your dishes with it. You can wash yourself with it. It's just a great multi-used soap to have for your everyday emergencies. For winter, something that is always great to have on hand or hand warmers, foot warmers, any of that. We're in Georgia and I still keep some and we have used them whether you're out working or you're out walking or jogging, or if you're in the house and your power goes out and you need to stay warm, the kids need to stay warm. You can toss some of these in your pockets, you know, your socks. You even got the super warmers where you can put them like on your body. These are just, you know, amazing to have on hand and also throughout the winters in your house just to stay stocked up when you need them. They last for a long time as well too. I know we've kept them in our pockets if we were outside or if we're out working or out all day and it's super cold. You can just put them in your pockets or your socks. But get this big bag because you get a variety. In this one, you get the hands, the toes, and the super warmers in this pack. All right, let's move on to the next section, which is tech. A handy power station is a must, especially if you don't have like a generator or something like that. I love these. I have multiples. You can get these in higher wattages too. This one where it can put out up to 600 watts from your outlets. You do have 3 outlets right here you can plug things into, plus USB port, car plug, flashlight on here as well. But so this can, you know, plug in your basic simple devices. I have some pots I can plug in here. I have a small heater I can plug in here. You do want to watch the wattage because some heaters do use more power than others. But this is always handy to have, and having a few of these can be so helpful. Now, if you want one more powerful, I will link to more that I really do like, the Blue Yeti and the Anchor. Both of those are 1800 watts and they do have ample space for surges. So if you want to plug in your big appliances like a refrigerator, if you're without power for like a day or two and you want to be able to plug your fridge into a device, you know, the Blue Yeti or the Anchor will be super powerful ones to use. And plus they also have a lot of storage power with tons of plugins. I really do like those. They're fast charging too. I would definitely link those as well if you want to shop even more powerful ones that are still within a good price range, you know, because we could talk about those all day long. We could literally do a whole video talking about power stations, right? And how to power your house in case of an emergency, especially if you're looking for something outside of a generator. But that's an option too. Love those for power outages. Another item too are these walkie-talkies. These are mini and portable. And something to think about is when cell towers go out. Y'all, it's happened. We're in Georgia. We had a hurricane come through and cell towers were out for like 2 weeks in a lot of different cities around the state. So if you want something to be able to communicate with your family, maybe if you're going out to a store or walking or out somewhere and, you know, not too far. I think this is like up to 5 miles, I believe. We've tested it and used it around our surrounding and it's worked great. But having you some walkie-talkies for you and your family is essential. I mean, it's just something to really think about. Plus, if you're going camping, these are great to have too. This is the 4-pack that you can get. They are rechargeable. So if you have a power bank, you can just plug them in to recharge them as needed, but handy to have in case of an emergency. Another essential is an emergency radio. Again, I know we have our phones, but sometimes the cell towers get knocked out. So you need to know what's going on. And when your power is out and your cell phones don't work, we need to have a radio so we can again find out what's going on, stay up to date. Plus, you can play music from it. So if your power is out, you still can have a little fun and have a dance party, right? So this right here is a emergency radio. There is also a flashlight on here as well. And you can actually use this to charge your phones too. So if your phone is running low, you can use this to charge your phones if need be. So there are several ways to charge this. You do have a solar panel here, so you can use the sun. If you don't have power, you can plug it up. That's what we usually do. So when a storm is coming, we just plug up all our gadgets and have them charged up. You can also put batteries in here if you want to use that. And you also have a hand crank, which is important because if there is no other way to charge it, at least you can manually charge it, which is amazing. So that is something I do recommend always having, is a hand cranked radio. Another great essential is a solar phone charger. I love this one. I have this one and a couple other ones, and we keep them here at the house. I also a lot of times will throw one in our 72-hour bags too. But when you don't have power and you want to use the sun, having this can be so helpful to have. This already have plugs in here too. You have 4 jacks, the iPhone, USB-C, a mini USB, and a regular USB. So you can just plug your phone right into it. Plus, if you need other jacks, they do offer those and a little light on it also. This can be very, very handy in a power outage, and you do need to charge your devices. Now, these are what they call Faraday bags. These are fireproof, waterproof, and they're RFID blocking, which helps to protect against like EMPs. So in case you do have gadgets that you do want to keep protected, these would be a great option to have. This is a 4-pack of different sizes. The largest one is actually really big. You can store a lot of your tech gadgets in here and electronics and keep them safe and tucked away. This 4-in-1 gadget is also genius. It combines a little bit of everything. So you have a fan on here. So if you do want to use this in summer, hot, you can use this fan on here. It also has a hand warmer on the bottom here. This little metallic part, that's a hand warmer. So it's also good in the winter too. So if you do, again, need some heat, you want to warm your hands up, you can use the hand warmer. You can also plug your phones into this to charge your phone, so it can serve as a power bank for your phones too if this is fully charged. And there's a little flashlight on here as well, so give you a light source. So it's a great little 4-in-1 gadget to have, again, for those everyday emergencies when you may need it. Let's move on to lighting. This lantern here is one of my favorite lanterns. It's easy to use, it's lightweight, and it has a couple features that I really do love about it. So one, it's dimmable. You can set this up in a room, a bedroom, an open space. You know, if you need to dim down the light, maybe it's in the bedroom, you're getting ready to go to sleep, you can dim it down. If you need it really bright, you can brighten it up. So I love the dimmable ability on this. Plus, I like that it's great for a large space too. Another cool feature, there's several ways to charge this. You can use the plug to recharge it. So if you know if a storm is coming, you can charge up all your gadgets, or you can also use the sun. So if you have a power outage, you can use the sun to charge through the solar panels too. So this is an awesome light source. I mean, I actually recommend grabbing a couple of these, maybe for your different bedrooms and spaces, but I do like these. You can get the 1 or the 2-pack. I will leave them linked, but amazing light sources to have. These lanterns are battery operated lanterns, which can be very helpful to have too when you have a power outage. Now, this is something you can control just by lifting it up. So if you want it super bright, you just lift it all the way up. If you need to dim it down, you just push it in a little bit and you can let out how much light you want to. This does come in a 4-pack. Another great item to have because you can set this down, you can hang this up, you can walk around. Great to have camping too. So another light source that you can grab and have in case of a power outage. Something to think about is when you need hands-free lighting, okay? This has been useful for us in several different ways. One, yes, with a power outage and you need to like cook or prepare something or fix something and you need some light. Having headlamps is amazing to have. This one got 2 light sources. You have your strip there, which is really bright. And then you also have your spotlight too. So you can use either one of those. Plus it has a motion sensor on here. If you want to use your hands to turn it on and off, you can turn the motion sensor on. So this is going to be helpful for emergencies for sure. Also, if you're fixing things around your house, y'all, we were in our basement trying to repair stuff and it was in a dark area. So we both put headlights on so we still could use our hands and have hands free to work and repair. So these are also great in that sense too. When it comes to everyday emergencies, this is something that I just always recommend. Plus, you can throw these into your 72-hour bag too, but super bright lights and it gives you hands free. Let's move on to cooking. So we do need to prepare food, right? Even if there's a power outage, we still need to feed our family. So one thing I do like are these little pots here because I can plug this into my power bank that I showed you and we can still cook food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, warm up stuff, you know, all of that. This is a inexpensive pot, but you can actually use this to travel too because it's lightweight. Initially, that's why I got it, so we could still like cook in hotels for our family and the kids. But it's also great for power outages too because you can still, again, cook your meals and food in this pot. Just plug it up into a power bank. Now, an essential you need when it comes to food is water. Having you some emergency water can be game changing. I love the little packets of drinking water because you can store these everywhere. Like I have some of these in our vehicle and I also keep some in our pantry and downstairs, just wherever you may need them. And you know, when you're eating like pantry foods, a lot of it requires water. So just storing you some water with your dry goods and your canned foods is great to have too, because you just may need water for cooking or drinking, or if you're stuck in traffic and you're stuck out and everybody's thirsty, just having some emergency water in your trucks and your vehicles could be another helpful item too. And you get 64 packets in the box. They actually last pretty long. I think they're like 5-year packets. Don't hold me to that, but they do last a long time because we've had ours for several years and it still doesn't expire until a whole nother year and a half from now. Now, if you like to store 5-gallon water bottles, which I do recommend, and we use those too. And if you want to reuse those, these lids can be very, very, very essential to have, because if you don't want to have to keep buying your brand new 5-gallon water bottles, if you want to just be able to refill it, which is so much cheaper, by the way, just grab you some reusable lids that you can throw on there and keep reusing. These work great, and we've had these. We've tried different brands, and some of those ones didn't work as good, but the ones I'm going to link have worked great for us over the years, so I do recommend them. Moving on to some pantry stable foods to just have. There's a variety on the market. I'm going to share with you some that we do keep just to give you some ideas, but there's a lot that you can choose from. One is some pancake mix. This can make pancakes and waffles. And y'all, we're the family that can eat breakfast all day, every day. So I like this set because this has a 10-year shelf life on it. And it takes minimum water. So that's when those water packets can come in handy. And you can just keep them together, stored somewhere and out the way. And in case there's an emergency or you can't get out for a week, because we're in Atlanta and we have been stuck in for a week or longer, especially when we had those ice storms, what they call the ice apocalypse, whatever it was, you know. But where we couldn't get out and get to a store. So if you ever need food, you can never say, I don't have any food. We don't have any food in the house. Having some that, you know, don't expire for a long time and it even lasts up to a year once you open it works amazing. So feel free to grab some pancake mix, some waffle mix, and you know, you can get creative too. Also, having some fruit can be helpful too. These are apple slices that are dehydrated, 20 servings. I know we love apples here. My kids love it. We eat these. So just having a big old tin can on hand for fruit storage is another great idea. Plus, this has a 25-year shelf life. So this can last a long time. You can just, you know, stick this in your pantry or closet or whatever and keep it stored and tucked away. So let's move on to some meat. Okay, this is the NutriStore meat. And it's gotten really good reviews about it. It is freeze dried, so you do need to add water to it. This has a 25-year shelf life as well. So it lasts a long time. You can have it on hand. This is 20 servings. So, you know, like you can do the sausage and pancake. You can get creative and make stuff, but having you some meats on hand. So this was the sausage. I also want to show you the chicken one as well. You can get the grilled chicken cubes too, which also has a 25-year shelf life. You just add some water to it. And you have you some protein and some meat, because you do want to think about having meat on hand too, in case you can't get to a store. You know, it could be weather related. It could be trees down. It could be power outages. You just don't know. But having you some food on hand is definitely essential. I will leave everything linked in this video in one of my Amazon live streams, you guys, that I really would love for you to shop through, because you can shop everything right in that live stream in the carousel, and it all be linked. I would love if you do shop it through the live stream, but I will also do individual links too if you want to shop that way as well. Okay, if you're still here, do me this favor, okay? Drop me a comment. If you watch this whole video from front to end, I really want to know. So please, please, please let me know in the comments so I can personally tell you thank you, because that does mean a lot. And I really do appreciate the time you being here with me. Hopefully you found these tips helpful. Make sure to give me that thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you do as well. If you have some more items, again, this is not exhaustive by any means, but feel free to drop us a comment in the bottom here and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and turn your notification bell on so you can get notified each time I upload, and I will see you guys in the next video.